Hello, class. My name's Quentin Wilbanks. I have a Master of Arts in History and Education that I received from Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona. Currently attending Liberty University as a PhD candidate. Sorry, I keep looking down to try to keep the glare off my glasses. So, the key research question that I asked in this class was regarding Republican motherhood, and it was about, is this an American version of the separate spheres ideology, and could it have also had the effect of shaping a uniquely American identity for women in much the same way that Frederick Jackson Turner's frontier thesis describes how the pioneer experience shaped an American identity in the 1890s for the pioneers. So both the ideology of Republican motherhood and the frontier thesis both promoted the new American identity idea in the same three ways: through shared experience and culture, nation building, and the ideals of progress and exceptionalism. And so I go on to use evidence to prove that in my paper. I used an examination of mostly textual evidence. Some of the most compelling evidence I used were some primary evidence from, obviously, the comparison of letters from Abigail Adams and other social clubs during the American Revolution, from women's own accounts of what they were doing, in combination with what Turner discussed. And then I used an account by Tocqueville and Democracy in America, where he described what he saw. He was a European who came to America describing democracy in America, and it was kind of a no-brainer that he was describing this new identity that American women had that was completely separate from European women. And then again, another scholar, Deborah Rotman, really brought it to the forefront again in her work, Separate Spheres Beyond the Dichotomies of Domesticity. So these three pieces of textual evidence really supported my idea that the Republican motherhood created a new identity for women that was separate from the European identity they brought with them, in a similar way that the frontier created a new American identity that Frederick Jackson Turner described in the American West. So that my main conclusion revolving around that was that, of course, the thesis was a three-pronged thesis that you're normally used to. So that was my research question, but it also involved, the vital role of republicanism that Republican motherhood played, and also the negative side of it was used as a tool of oppression to further the patriarchal system that was in place, and it did not help marginalized women at all. Indigenous women, women of color, or women in the lower socioeconomic stratosphere were completely left out of a lot of the situations, and that was talked about in my paper. Though honestly, that's probably the biggest area that could be further studied, and new questions could be raised in that area about marginalized women, lower socioeconomic class women. What roles did they play? What were their struggles like? Because they were more focused on surviving in resistance than they were in conformity with, the ideals of Republican motherhood. So that definitely warrants further research. And thank you very much for listening to my video. Thank you. Have a good day.